Hello, I've been asked, and we had a video up on YouTube explaining how to wire up your tipper mechanisms and breeder ramp mechanisms using ESCs. So for some reason it's disappeared and we can't find it, so I thought I'd make a quick update and also explain. I've been asked a couple of times about the small ESCs we use, and we used to send them out like a kit that you could just plug them in, but the ESCs we get now, they're not the same. So I'll do this video and then it'll explain that and also show you how to wire it up. All I do now, instead of using the little ESCs, if I can, I just use a normal one. So I'll just switch you around and then we'll have a look how we go. So what we've got, use your motor or anything. All you really basically want is a wire live earth for DC to there, and then what I do, I wire them to a plug. This is wired up for 12 volts, so on most tipper mechanisms or implements it's at 7.4 volt. It's just that these trailers I use on my tractor, which I run at 12 volts, so it's a 12 volt motor. So if you see 12 volt, you don't need 12 volt, it is 7.4. It's just that this motor really only runs any good at 12 volt. So what I do, wire my motor through to a jack plug or some plug. This plug here I put in my cab, truck, tractor, whatever, and then that way you can use it for a tipping trailer, ramp mechanism, implements, hot tractors, or anything else. You will have to excuse me, I'm on my own today, so I've just got to mess about a bit. And then from there, this is a small ESC you can get off Amazon. Now the problem I have with these is they've been really good. I run these at 12 volt all the time and I never really have a problem. The problem is now the ones they've been sending me, they're like rated at 30 amps. So what? That's loose. But they're like, say 20 amp or 30 amp. It didn't really matter which you got. But all these do now, they'll give you full power one way, but when you go in reverse, they give you half power. So that's why I really stopped using these on my trucks. On my tractors, I do have to use them because you can't fit two big ESCs in them anyway. But on a truck, what I do now, I just use a standard quick run 60 ESC and do the same thing with that. So basically this is it. On your ESC, when you're running two ESCs in a truck, so you've got one that obviously runs your truck and this one's going to run your power takeoff, you have to cut that red wire. You can't have that red wire connected on two SCs. You leave the black intact, the white intact, cut the red, the middle wire, to your second ESC. So then from there, obviously, your power supply to your ESC, on my trucks, I tap it into my battery. So I just have one battery, and that does both. And then, obviously, I've got this running on a power supply at the minute. That's what I said about it, 12 volt. So then, so that's basically it. You wire your power supply up, tap it into your battery on your wagon, cut the red wire on that goes to, this would be your receiver in your truck. Cut the red wire. Then obviously you got your switch for your ESC. I use that, so if I'm not running with a trailer on that needs it, I can turn it off. And then the other wires into it. I think these are 2.5 mil plugs, into a 2.5 mil plug like that. And then obviously a socket, 2.5 mil socket, 2.5 mil plug, and then it goes to my motor. And then that way you have your up. Can you see that's like now running on its using full amps or whatever. When I put it in reverse, it goes off speed. And that's why these are a problem. If you're not too worried about that, do that. What I do with that is have the slow speed tipping when you're tipping weight, because thing, and then have it quick coming down or whatever. But they were an absolutely brilliant thing. They were cheap as chips. You could pick them up off Amazon for a 5, 6, 7 quid. AliExpress, 3 quid. But they have changed them, and I have inquired with my supplier that I used to get them off, who I've been getting them off for quite a long time, and I've had a lot of them, and he said that they can't ship them what they used to be. They can't ship them to the UK anymore. They can only send them. So for whatever reason, I don't understand. I never had a problem with them, but somebody obviously has. There's been some issue. So you can tell the difference, because these chips on these ones are a lot smaller than what were on the others. So, but that's the, and I just cannot get the others now. So that's why. But that's basically it. Wire this up. I put it to a plug. Put the socket in the back of my truck, and then run that into your ESC. What is your output for your speed controller? And then obviously tap your power supply in to your truck. Cut the red wire, because it's a second ESC, because the ESC supplies your main ESC supplies power to your transmitter. If you have two trying to supply, it causes issues. So you always cut that red wire, just that middle wire there, just snip it. I just snip them, and then it just gives me the option if I ever want to connect it up again, especially if you snip it about, a little bit of tape around it, no problem. Okay, so I hope that answers your questions, and we'll see you later. Thank you.